Hello everyone, welcome to part 3 of our little tier list series here where we rank every track in Mario Kart history. This video we were looking at the tracks that debuted in Super Circuit. Super Circuit actually has 20 tracks because they actually have 5 cups of 4. Like the Lightning Cup makes its debut in this game. However, it's not a retro track, it's not a retro cup. Obviously retro tracks weren't a proper thing until DS. But yeah, it just has 4 tracks, like 4 new tracks, like you expect. So yeah, I've got like a huge video coming and things. I have played them all, but it's hard to tell by the icons. They are in order though. I just can't remember the order. But I can already tell we're starting off with Peach Circuit. I think Peach Circuit, and I need to add that this is probably my least favorite Mario Kart to play. I'm really rough at it, so I'm just trying to I'm being more so just I'm trying to ignore that. Obviously, the gameplay and the graphical limitations and whatnot that will affect the overall ranking and music, I guess. Obviously, it's not the main thing. Like the main thing is just how it feels to play. That's the main thing we've been covering. But it's like an overall thing, right? Especially since we're covering any like remake of any of these old tracks in later on in this list. Peach Circuit is incredibly dull. It has a Mario Circuit 1, like that sort of tier of basic layout. But unlike Mario Circuit 1, Peach Circuit has like no proper shortcuts. There's definitely like grassy off-roads and stuff. But there's not like a lot. I mean, there's no like intentional shortcuts, I don't believe. Um, So there's not much potential in the mushroom shortcuts, and also literally everywhere is like blocked by like orange trees, but not blocked, but like obstacles for the off-road bit. So it's not even worth trying to go off-road. It's not just on this dull drive in this generic grassy woods, I guess. And in the background there's Peach's Castle, which literally almost every Mario circuit has Peach's Castle in the background. Royal Raceway, you could literally go to Peach's Castle, so that's not a special detail. I'd say with Super Circuit, it goes back to the 2D style, similar to Super Mario Kart. Graphically looks a lot better, and you usually have some really pretty backgrounds, like a really good like pixelated art style, I think. But this one's just boring. Peach's Castle is not exciting, and Peach's Circuit itself is so nothing. It is such a nothing track that I'm going to put it behind Mario Circuit 1. I am not a Peach Gardens fan. Sorry to break it to you guys. Next up we have quite a decent one, I think. Shy Guy Beach, which, like we see in like Koopa Beach, Koopa Troopa Beach. It has a similar beam. Obviously, it's a beach, but you go around like kind of like a circular shape. You can like go in bits of the water, there's bits that are too deep. They're not like the deep bits aren't like obstacles like in Koopa Beach. It's just like all in the center of the deeper water, so that you obviously can't like cut through the track. And it's faster than the main road, I think. I think that's the idea, because you have like water like splashing on the road, and like you can avoid it as best you can. The background is phenomenal. The pirate ship with the Shy Guys is adorable. I love that, and I love how it like shoots stuff down at you, or at least that's the idea. It doesn't really, in this game at least, they don't really do anything. The cannon fire is very random, It's a pretty neat gimmick. I just that like it helps spice up the coop like the pretty. It's a pretty generic beach track otherwise, like palm trees and crab obstacles. We've seen it before with the Cooper beaches. But yeah, the Shy Guy ship and it like the idea of it shooting cannons at you is so cool. It just isn't like. I don't think like the potential, like it's not the potential of it isn't really fulfilled until like that gives that proper treatment. But I really love this track. I think it's one of the better GBA ones. Definitely conceptually one of the best. I love seeing Mario Kart Deluxe, but I don't think it's coming. But I think this is, and it's definitely the best speech one. But layout wise, it isn't even as exciting as the Mario, like these two Mario circuits, or Yoshi Valley. Again, the cannons are it's more just a neat concept and gimmick than anything that actually really matters to gameplay. So I'm not going to put it too high, this version at least. But yeah, I do appreciate it. The next one's Riverside Park, which I always get confused with DK Jungle Parkway. This one is obviously, well, you're in a jungle again. It's got like Donut Plains vibes, but in a jungle. You've got like a lots of like water, just like a pretty basic like grassy plain. You get like a little jump over the river, which is cool, and you get like these acorns. I think they are something. They'll like kind of block your path sometimes, and then you cross over like a boardwalk again, kind of like Donut Plains. You get some like sharp drifts, and then you do like another jump over the track. Then you go into a second lap. So it's very like typical like old Super Mario Kart Donut Plains / Mario Circuit vibes. And I think it's definitely a decent one. Obviously it's pretty simple, but I do like it. It has a very good layout. Obviously in photo I can't like show you image of the layouts it's only here for Super Mario Kart because they don't have proper track icons. But yeah, I am a fan of this track. It's fun to drive on as well, which for a game I don't really enjoy. That does say a lot about like the quality of the track itself. Obviously, it's pretty generic. Again, it's like my thoughts on Donut Plains apply here, and I think it's honestly, I think it's above Royal Raceway. I like this track more. However, I know it's high on the Donut Plains. That was probably more exciting than 1 and 2 because it had a lot of turns and you also have like all these jumps. Donut Plains 3 I just think is very solid. Obviously it's still boring. It's like still too generic to get into solid tier, but yeah, I think I'll keep it above Riverside Park. But I don't think it's around. It's like amongst the Donut Plains tracks. And next we got a Bowser Castle. Sorry, that pause. Bowser Castle 1 because there's a lot of GBA Bowser Castles and I get remade a lot. And I'm fond of GBA Bowser Castles. They're just a bit more polished. Like it's the same theming as the Super Mario Kart Bowser Castles. Like very generic, like flat land. N64 Bowser Castle goes all out, but these ones just kind of go back. Obviously, there's 2D. I get why. But yeah, whatever I said about like the SNES Bowser Castles kind of applies here. You got like sharp turns. It's just like kind of blocks. Above like lava, and you get like these jumps. There's obviously thwomps. I think now there's like, I remember correctly, they've got like fire that like spits out from the lava, which is neat. Also, anything noted that like I do think this game does it like better. I mean like to play on this type of track, it's a lot better and smoother. So I think that needs to be considered. And it doesn't really have straightaways. You're usually always getting ready for the next turn, for the most part. So if I was ranking it, I don't know, where did I put it? Oh yeah, here. I'd put it above the SNES Bowser Castles. I bad feels harsh. But I'm guessing that's just because I really like the GBA Battle Castle remakes, and that's the only reason I think that. I like the SNES Battle Castle remakes, probably, if they happened. But yeah, in this game, they're not that exciting, obviously, and for Battle Castle. And especially considering, obviously, we had the N64 Battle Castle, this is probably disappointing. As much as I'd love to see them show up, like, as retro tracks in one of the games. I feel like it's a must-have to have one of those 2D Battle Castles. But next we have Mario Circuit, and oh my fucking god. So you have like a big straight turn to like a turn. In A Deluxes, I should obviously be ranking that. But I will say I do like GBA's Mario Circuit in Mario Kart 8. Because they actually do stuff. You got like anti-gravity stuff, you got like glide ramps off-road. A lot more off-road potential. Oh yeah, it's like, obviously surrounded by grass. The background is literally a generic forest. There's no Mario theme stuff. The track's completely empty. There's no like pit stop or anything. It's very empty, and the track layout is pretty shit. And like I guess it's got like it's got a bit more turns than Mario Circuit 1, I guess. But yeah, this is still in the worst tracks. The circuit tracks in this game aren't great. Next we have Boo Lake, a track that I presumably and I hope is in Musical's past, because I like the idea of a lake full of booze, you know. And the music's very cool, you know, got like this spooky theme. Not only for me, but like it matches the track, so I can appreciate that. The background looks great, you know, you got like all these like old dying trees, and then this big like cliff edge, and you're just in the middle of the abyss. On like the boardwalk stuff. I think like the boardwalk theme tracks like a must have. Like a retro track selection, you know, for the variety. And Boo Lake and Broken Pier, which I get to, they're probably like the best ones besides Banshee Boardwalk. You got like this cool like short little rickety bridge thing to go through. It's like a risky but faster route. I like that. Besides, I don't think there's many like other shortcuts, but that's interesting. Like any other boardwalk track, there's like a lot of straightaways. There's like one, and then you have like this kind of like square area. This is where you have the bridge on one side, and if you don't want to go down the bridge, you have to take this turn, which is cool. And then you have another turn. It's kind of like a curve bit, and then you go back to the straightaway, at least to the finish line. And then like after the finish line, you have like once you start like this. That's right, but it's like these jumps, so they do stuff to make it so it's not just like completely empty. My one gripe with this really is, also I should add that there are boos here, and they like hold candles. I think they're obstacles. I've never really drove into them. I'm guessing you're not supposed to, which is cool. It's good to have like obstacles. That's very unique. But yeah, my one gripe is there's no lake. And I've seen, like, obviously I can give it a pass because it's old track, but if we get a remake, I really would like to see like a boardwalk at least above an actual lake, obviously, but like maybe like one that goes from a boardwalk to like this mainland, and you go around the lake itself, maybe go into the lake because underwater stuff. There is so much potential for this in a remake, just from the name alone. The idea of a lake found by booze, just spooky lake. That is so cool. But this is just a typical boardwalk track, really. But I do think the layout's decent. I do think it deserves... it deserves to be higher than just the regular Ghost families. In terms of the Bowser Castles, you know what? I think it goes all the way up here. It might even be... I do think it's pretty solid to drive on. And honestly, the theming, I like at least conceptually. You know what, yeah, we'll stick at the bottom of meh tier. I think it's earned being in meh. It just, like, it feels like a big upgrade to the typical boardwalk tracks. Besides Banshee Boardwalk, Banshee Boardwalk's just pretty good. Next, I think we have Cheeseland, right? Yeah, Cheeseland. It's my most played track in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Fun fact. The 8 Deluxe version is very different, like completely different, really. Obviously the cheese theme here. It's very cool. The background's dope. You get these mice, which is pretty unique. Never really see them again. You don't even see them in the 8 Deluxe remake. And yeah, I think it's like supposed to be like on space, you know, like a moon made of actual cheese. I think that's the idea. It's not just like this weird area made of cheese, like it's supposed to be in space. So the theming is 10 out of 10, you know, very unique, very creative. The layout's very good, actually. You know, you got all these like sharp turns, you know, there's lots to do. There's coins to collect on the way. You've got like some jumps that go to the track, which I mentioned with like Riverside Park, and then you do a turn and you go over another one, and then there's like mice. They just like pop out the ground. They're just everywhere, which is cool. Lots of off-road potential, but it doesn't make it's not enough to make the track feel generic. And even then, like it's like properly textures, like different colors to it. The ground just looks really good. Everything about it looks good. The music slaps. This is about as solid as you can get for a 2D Mario Kart track. It's really good. I'm a big Cheeseland fan. You know, I'm a Cheeselander. I think it's our first and maybe only 2D Mario Kart track to get into the solid track tier. I think it's just incredibly well done, especially considering the limitations of the hardware. It's just great. Very good track. And next, this is Bowser Castle 2, right? I think it's more exciting than Bowser Castle 1 in this game. The background's like kind of neat because you have like these purple brick walls, and then you have like this Bowser statue, and then like these Bowser like clan emblems, red on the walls. And that's really nice with just like all the red and stuff. It's just a really nice and unique little bit of detail. It's more interesting, like I said, than the other one. From anyway, you get like these little like I guess like that, like, you know, like the game like path, you know, right there. Even like it's like chain link for the ground, and there's lots of like gaps you need to avoid in it. And it's kind of hard to see with how pixelated it is because it's obviously like there's gaps in that ground, which is kind of hard. But like I don't think it's bad enough that it's no problem. It's just kind of an eyesore for a bit, but nothing on the level of Choco Island. And obviously you can do all these jumps and stuff, and I think there's like a boost panel at some point. I don't know where, but yeah, good. And it's the one that like keeps you like occupied with stuff going on the most in Bowser Castle. Like there's just so much happening on every turn, so the straightaways don't feel like they drag out. I think it's good enough to have reached meh tier. Now, do I look at more than Boo Lake? Because Boo Lake and like Bowser Castle 2, they're like solid improvements over like their equivalents, like the other Bowser Castles and the Ghost Valleys. I guess I'll leave it down there. I feel like they're kind of equal, you know. They're both kind of like worthy of reaching that tier just because of like the effort put into them. But next we have Luigi Circuit, which is the actual decent circuit track in this game. The background's kind of, you get like this weird like building, like all these weird buildings in the background. Like a radio station or some shit, I don't know, but it's unique. The track itself is just obviously just a bland field with road on it, really. I like the Luigi Blimp in the background. Like the background's cool, the track itself is boring. There's a lot of turns though, you know. The layout is decent enough. And it's raining, so the track's all slippery. Like that makes things more interesting. I just think it's very solid, the track itself. But yeah, it's still a circuit track. It's not exciting. You like slip on these puddles. So there's like an obstacle there. It probably has the best off-road potential. I know there's like one bit where you can just like cut right through. And because there's so many turns, I think it's like that for most of the turns. So it can be very intense, exciting to go through. So yeah, I said the figures are bad, but this one's actually okay. I think it's probably above the SNES Mario Circuit. I think it is solid enough for a circuit track, but still a circuit track at the end of the day. So yeah, next we got Sky Garden, and I love Sky Garden. The theming of it and everything. It's very unique. Like a bridge has like a lot of shortcuts for like the clouds and stuff. You got like these jumps on one side that go over like a gap. Again, not crazy about like the jumps like before we could actually trick our stuff, but I can appreciate it. Yeah. The layout's obviously decent. Got like a good turns as a bridge. Obviously the theming's just great. The music slaps. The Luigi Blimp is here, which is kind of cool to see. It's in the sky. But yeah, it's pretty basic, and I think they could have done more with this, I think the Eternal like 8 Deluxe like really reached the potential of Sky Gardens, but it's still okay, it's still great theming regardless. Like there's nothing to improve the theming. It was already 10 for theming, but the track itself, not the most exciting. To drive on, again the theming is great. So I don't know for this one. It's probably a high meh, like above Donut Plains. Let's go with that, because I do appreciate Sky Gardens, but yeah, it gets a lot better later on. I was not ranking the Blue Skulls past stuff. If I do, then there'll be a separate list, once it's all out. If I do tour stuff, but tour always gets constant updates. There's no point re-ranking it. But I digress. Moving on, we have got Cheap Island, speculated track for DLC. First, I think it's just going to be about the castle because we don't have any Bowser Castle retros, which is weird. So you get these massive cheap cheats that just go around, which is very cool. I like the background. It's like a sunset, and you see a lot of clouds. It's like islands with a lighthouse and just a regular house on it. I think it's like one very far away for like a desert as well. Like there's a lot going on here. You get like these palm trees, lots of off road. Again, it's a kind of beach style track. It's called an island, but yeah, it's a beach island. So you go around water again, but there's actually crab obstacles. There's a bit of a boardwalk bit, but yeah, there's like a lot of off-road stuff, Instead of like it being like you interacting with the water. I mean, the water just in general is like off-road. There's like a big boardwalk bit at the end, with like lots of different, there's like different pathways, and then you do like a turn, then you're back to the mainland for the end of a lap. It's quite a lengthy one, Super Circuit standards. I like all the boardwalks that just connect with Boo Lake Boo Lake I think should have been like similar to this in a way, but obviously spooky themed. I think the idea of like a boardwalk going between islands while surrounded by obviously, this is probably like the sea or whatever, an ocean, but like like a lake or whatever, just water, and you go around the islands that are connected by boardwalks. That's cool, and I like that. And I think driving on it is pretty solid. The theming's great and everything. I think Cheap Island deserves a solid placement. I don't think it's as good as Cheese Island, but I do think it deserves solid tier. I am a fan of it. I hope to see it get remade. I know it's being speculated, like I said. I don't see it happening, me personally. If it does happen, I won't be complaining. The Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, GBA remakes are phenomenal. And it's really made me look at these tracks better. Actually, ain't covering those versions of the tracks, but I can still appreciate like the generic versions. Like next we have Sunset Wars. This is confirmed track for the DLC. Spoilers. And the background's also great for this one. Obviously, another like sunset track. You can literally see the sun setting, and you're in a desert. It's always cool, like little mountains. I think a lot of them are like shaped like pipes, which is clever. Like this mud bit to go through. There's like cacti around this track. There's even like these footprints for like Bowser, I guess. Or like an animal, like a dinosaur, whatever. But like it's cool details, it's great theming. Besides one thing, and that being the weird. Okay, so stay with me for this one. My main gripe with this is these Shy Guys, not like they act as obstacles in these little in this little bit of the track, and like they'll latch onto you if you bash into their home. And I think that's cool. That's not a problem. My problem is they are Native American Shy Guys. Okay, like very stereotypically as such, like what they're wearing, and like they're all just in teepees in the desert, living in teepees, and you just crash into them and then they attack you. Like that's weird. Obviously, it's just Shy Guys in America, right? It's not like incredibly offensive or anything, but it's questionable. It's definitely a dated thing. So much so that the remake of Sunset Wars that we'll be getting, it's gone for an explorer archaeology gimmick for these for the little Shy Guys that are living there, which is really neat, and that's so much better. I like the idea of the obstacles, though. It's creative. I can give it that much. So if we're looking at it from just like playing on the track, it's a good inclusion in that regard. I just think, in terms of the theming, that's questionable. The desert itself is really good theme wise. But yeah, I think it would have worked much better if they had just thought of the archaeology thing sooner. But yeah, the Shy Guys just straight up latch onto you, which is kind of cute. And you go around, there's like some like rocks, I think, as like obstacles. But then you reach the finish line, you get some more turns. I think it's pretty solid. It's quite a lengthy one. But yeah, it's pretty solid to drive on. And the theming is solid outside of the weird stereotypical Native American Shy Guys. It's just strange. I don't know what I can really add on to that. Because I think it might be solid, kind of like GP Island, and it's got all the obstacles, got the off-road stuff. Again, I like the desert theme itself. I like the Shy Guys are still good for like the gameplay, I like how I like their involvement. They're fun. Again, it's just weird, and I guess maybe if they didn't do that, I would like be less hesitant to post solid. I will put it in solid anyway. Again, main focus being the track itself. Driving on it. I still think it's pretty good at. So yeah, I will put it in solid. But yeah, I'm excited to see any deluxe. The archaeology gimmick will make me like it a lot more. Yeah, very weird tracking. I wasn't expecting Native American stereotypical Shy Guys to be in the Mario universe, but there you are. It's just very odd, ain't it? But next we got Snowland, which is obviously the latest GA track being made. Unfortunately, this Snowland is dog shit. The camera shakes for no reason. It's the ice physics are probably at their worst in this game. It's just abhorrent to drive on. I remember I went on this for a while ago just to like record the penguins because I You know that like video I have of like the Snowland Penguin.mp4? That is me. Obviously, I actually ended up playing that track. It is so terrible to drive on. I love the theming. It's such a nice little snow track. The background's great. But yeah, you drive on like an icy road is the idea. So it sounds like a snowy path, and thus you get the shitty, dated snow physics, which kind of fuck up everything. And as much as I like the theme, I like the snowmen. They're cute. The penguins are adorable. The background's good. The theming fucking slaps. You know, for a snow track, it's got a lot of life to it. But it's still an icy snow track in modern America, and you know the ones with the icy roads are usually pretty crap. I think because like the camera shakes and shit. I like it. It's better than Vanilla Lake 1. I don't know how much. But the camera shaking and stuff, it makes it unplayable, in my opinion. But I guess I could put it by Sugarland and the better Vanilla Lake, you know. Maybe. It's just really rough. You know, with the camera literally constantly being violently shook. And the snowmen are like kind of annoying obstacles because obviously you can just slide into them. So what I got is more like an annoying obstacle than anything. I just think it's a chore to drive through, you know. And whereas like Sugarland and Vanilla Lake 2, like Super Mario Kart Vanilla Lake, like the ice is very annoying. But even then, it's like it's less annoying to drive on Vanilla Lake than it is Snowland. Even if I like Snowland, swimming a lot more. Anything before Sugarland is just boring. But yeah, so I think it's on mix of Vanilla Lake really. Yeah, I just for the theme, I'll put both. I think one. Now it's got Ribbon Road, and I'm a big Ribbon Road fan again. Like Cheese on it, got an awesome globe in the 8 DLC, like Wii U 8. Got like the jumps again over the road. There's a lot of those. And also it's very unique with like the ribbon path, and you got like these off-road things. There's like these present obstacles to avoid if you go off-road though. The variant is like a bunch of like birthday guests. It's like a birthday party going on or whatever, you know. Like ribbons like around these pillars and stuff. It's cool. I really like it. The track itself is quite like generic though. It's more so just a hey, the theming is good, and that's about it. Track, you know, you get the jump, like I said, and you have like kind of like a straightaway, I guess, and you have these turns. Pretty sharp turns, I do like them. Then you do another jump, again, kind of repetitive. Use more turns. There are boost panels though, you know, like you go fast and you got the sharp turn. So yeah, by the way, I am like looking up because obviously I haven't played them too much because I can't play this game. But yeah, actually, this does look decent. I think it's like I like how fast it goes, you know, with thanks to the boost panels, and I like teaching for like each straight bit and turn next turn. I think it's done pretty well. I think it goes into Sky Gardens. I think it's a bit better than Sky Gardens. In this game. And yeah, I'm happy with that. I just think obviously you could have done a bit more with the track itself. But yeah, it's not bad whatsoever, you know. Next we got Yoshi Desert. I love the Yoshi Sphinx in the background, all the pyramids. It's a great background, very awesome looking desert track. I like this lake on the side, it would make for, obviously you can't really interact with it, but like if it was remade, then it would be cool to drive through that. And he has like some off-road bits, you know, for some shortcut potential, which is always good. There's like you got like just a lot of curves to like drift through, which I like when tracks do that. And that's like most of the track itself. And then besides that, it's kind of just a regular desert track, you know. I always like the feeling like the Yoshi Sphinx and the lake and stuff. That helps it stand out a bit more. But that's all like aesthetically, you know. The track itself that you race on is just like a regular desert track. But a solid desert track. regardless. So I think it's like meh tier, probably. But where does it go? I think it's got like a curved turns like donut planes. Because we're bad on donut planes, you know. Yeah, I'll put it here behind Sky Garden. Happy with that. And next, what we got next? I'm guessing this is about another Bowser Castle. Yeah, Bowser Castle 3. Here we are. Again, it has the purple background. You can actually see the sky in this one. You're not indoors for this one. You're like on the top of a castle. I guess the lava rises or whatever. You can actually see the top of the castle. So I guess it just got filled with lava. There's like these comics going around, like these really old ass comics. It's really odd. Layout wise, it obviously got the swamps and stuff. Got the same like chain link road. You know, so it's very similar to Bowser Castle 2 in that regard. It has all the same stuff as that. Layout wise, this is not very exciting at all. You know, there's too many straightaways. It drags on a bit. And yeah, there's not much I can really say. I haven't seen a lot of Bowser Castles before. I think it's like next to one. I think it's it has the weakest layout of the three in this game, honestly. But it's still better than Super Mario Kart ones. Next up, we have Lakeside Park. I'm pretty sure I called... Yeah, that's the other one. DK Jungle Parkway, Lakeside Park, and then the other one we ranked earlier this video. There's so many fucking ones, and it's so confusing. Yeah, this has like volcanoes in the background, like obviously like shoot out, they're like erupting on a jungle, you know. It's similar to the other one, but obviously that's a unique thing. So it kind of looks like the Shy Guy Beach one, where instead of like Can't Get Shy, you have like volcano bits, which is cool, but obviously they don't actually get too involved. You get like some jumps, some boost panels. I think they have a boost paddle right before a jump, so it ends up like when you use it, you end up jumping way too high. I guess maybe it's just because I play bad. There's probably a way of optimizing that, but yeah. There's like a bit of off-road potential, but I think the blocks cover too much, you know. So like you're likely gonna just bump into it whenever you try. The shotgun is very sharp. Layout-wise, it's decent, you know. You got a lot of turns, and again, there are still some good off-road bits. So I think it's all right. I think it's next to wherever I put Shy Guy Beach. Yeah, I think Shy Guy Beach is slightly better, but I think they both are like a very similar, you know, like a similar experience playing them. Not that like the theming is the same or anything. It is more in line with this one. But I think this one's just overall more solid to drive on, even if the theming is a lot more boring. But yeah, I do like the icon of just Wario getting like a fucking concussion. That's neat. Next we got Broken Pier. The background for this one is great. You got like all these mountains that are like glowing mouths, orange glowing. It is very cool. You got like all these spikes, you know. There's a lot of... It's in like a mountain area, and you're on like a boardwalk and just the abyss again. There are boos chilling, but they don't really get involved. They're usually just like in the background. Like a bridge bit, but that's just part of the main track, so it's more an aesthetic thing. Again, boos, they just kind of chill out. They're not really obstacles. I like a boost plan, and you do another bridge, and you got like some broken parts of the bridge that you can like jump over. It doesn't really give you any aid if you do though. There's a thing you can do, and you get like a second lap. So this doesn't really have any proper straightaways, you know. There's like a lot of turns constantly, which probably makes it like the best. The best, you know, like oh my god, words. the best boardwalk track, besides Banshee Board, like the best 2D board track. I think there's more potential in Boo Lake, but I think this one's just like more solid overall. I think the layout's better for the track. I like the background more. The background's really cool. See, I think it is being better. Yeah, broken piers. Sounds a lot less exciting than Boo Lake. So yeah, I'll just put a bit above Boo Lake, because they're very similar, obviously. But yeah, so next is Bowser Castle 4, which I completely forgot there was a fourth one. Yeah, there's a lot, and the background's really interesting here. You got like all these like wires in the wall, and then like I don't even know what's going on. Like the middle of it is like some big orb with like a Bowser logo on it. It looks cool. I just don't get the significance of it. I don't get the significance of any of these 2D Bowser Castle stuff. But again, it's another really cool background for like a 2D art style. That's usually my favorite thing to look at in the tracks. Layout-wise, it's a drag. There's a lot of turns. I will give it that. There's also a lot of straightaways. Generic flomps and stuff. There's no need for a fourth Bowser Castle here. It doesn't really do anything new. This is probably just going to go next to 1 or 3. 2 again, I think is like the most standout. This one is fine. It's just another one, A lot of sharp turns, which is nice. You got like sort of keep you engaged, some boost panels stuff. But the thing is, like, it's way too sharp. We've gone from the problem of being too basic to being too complex, where it's way too sharp and like most of the turns, and you're just gonna crash most of the time. Obviously, I'm sure if you're good at the game, you won't. But yeah, it's quite annoying. And I just don't know why the icon has these weird, like, gremlin Koopa troopers. Because they're not on the track, I don't think. I can't remember. Hold on, I'm looking at the gameplay now. And yeah, I do see them. See, there's obstacles. That is a unique thing that I think, it puts it over these ones. I'll give it that much. That's very unique. I don't know why you look like that. Albeit 3 does have Magic Koopas. Yeah, so it's a Bowser Castle that has like a lot going on, but at the same time, it's still flawed in its design, I think. And lastly, we have Uva Rainbow Road. It's called a road. It's called a Rainbow Road. That's the GameCube one, but whatever. You go really fast. There's a lot of boost panels. It's all lined up, which is really cool, and you got a lot of sharp turns, as any Rainbow Road should. You could like the size of like the golden like sides, and I think you can just like bounce off them whenever. Obviously, most of the time you do that, you're gonna fall to your death. But yeah, that's a lot of potential for like shortcuts and stuff. Obviously, there's sharp turns, but it's ones that like you can actually like master and whatnot. Then this one like split path like runs faster, but it's a thinner path, and it requires doing like a jump, and then there's lower boost panels. And you go do a turn again, get to the finish line, and again like a side has just a row of boost panels, which is really cool. The background's great as well. It shows it nighttime in the sky. You get like rainbow stars, and you get like this, like all this crazy stuff happening. And the background's like this big, like, I don't even know what it is. It's just like a mechanical, like Bowser clown cart thing with like a castle on the top. I don't know what that's supposed to be. I don't know the significance of it, but it looks pretty cool. And I think this is definitely by far the best Rainbow Road we have so far. I think it's like at least a high minute. It might even be solid. You know what? I don't see the flaws in it. I do not see the flaws. I think you had it. Put it above Sunset Wilds. It's just a very good Rainbow Road. There's not really any problems with it. It's got like a difficulty thing, but obviously it's one you can master. It's just like, it feels more like it's difficult in the sense that you want it to be, especially for a Rainbow Road. I think this is a very perfect Rainbow Road. The first good example of a Rainbow Road. So I will give it that praise. How about in the solid tier? But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. We ain't gonna rank the because Super Circuit technically has retro tracks because they just bring back all the Super Mario Kart tracks, and they just like they'll reuse whatever background and stuff. But then like for whatever track like fits in, for example, like Mario Circuit, uses like Peach's castle in the background, whatnot. But the thing is, the layout is exactly the same as the other ones. So for literally all those tracks, I will just put, if I rank them in hypothetically, I would just put each one above wherever I put the Super Mario Kart one, because they play the exact same. I just put them above just for graphics, and that's it. So yeah, that's about it. Next we have Double Dash tracks to rank. So the next episode, we don't record. I've done a Double Dash series on my channel that I haven't finished because I got stuck on a special curve. But yeah, there's only 45 minutes to go through all these. I guess because I'm unfamiliar with them, so I'm watching. Obviously, I played through them all, but I'm more unfamiliar with these than any other Mario Kart. So it took me a while to get through them all. Obviously, there was quite a lot, 20 of them. I was surprised to talk about, for a 2D Mario Kart, there's a lot to cover. Very cool. I wasn't expecting to have so many additions to the solid tier. We got a full row pretty much now, which is very cool. Yeah, that's all the Mario Kart tracks. I'm just going to scroll through for you all. Just my list so far. And yeah, see you in the next video where we get to Double Dash. Thank you for watching. Bye.